when he tested positive, I had to move all my stuff back to my apartment, and then I didn't have anywhere to go for a while, and then the breakdown completely happened, and then
Oh.
yeah, I had to, yeah, that was tough. And then after that, I'm fine now. It's, but I'm trying to get myself prepared for when Monday comes, so um
Yeah, I mean, what about getting out and going to work at Starbucks or something like that? You know?
well, because it's a call center, I would have to bring my desktop with me, and I'd have to bring the whole dealio and set. So I don't think that would has helped me out much.
It's a little laptop. That's what you need.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I don't have a laptop. It's a desktop, and I had two giant screens and stuff to help people with their stuff. So
Okay.
that wouldn't be practical.
Well, I hope. It seems like we're going into another lockdown, right? Christine, are you prepared for that? I mean,
I'm
it,
actually currently trying to figure out a schedule for what school is going to look like if we are fully remote.
yes, you should, because that's what they're talking about, and especially if it continues past January 20th, I'm sure we're going to be all in a lockdown. So.
Yep. Our school nurse actually traveled with her kids recently, and she ended up with COVID. And so her son was quarantining, and he came back Thursday, but was out yesterday because his sister was tested and tested positive. And I'm thinking, why did he come in
Yeah.
the one day if you were testing your other child? Like,
people are stupid.
and she's our nurse.
And she's what?
She's our
a
school
nurse.
nurse.
Oh, a nurse. Yeah, right. She figured she could keep an eye on him there, right?
Well, she's been at school. So I'm kind of wondering about that too.
Not good. Yeah. So, did you guys know Wagner? One of my new coaches, Wagner. He said that he has COVID and has been, I guess, kind of down and out for a couple weeks now. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers as well.
Okay.
So welcome, Michelle. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How's it going?
It's okay.
We can see the top of your head. There you go. So welcome back. And I saw you started a new program.
I did MBF.
Okay. You did the whole thing already?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How'd you like it?
It's good. I like it.
So what's next?
Probably MBFA and then going into 9-week Control Freak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When can coaches buy that? Does anybody know?
I want to say the 9th of December, I think, or something like that. Somewhere around there, we can order it.
Okay. So less than a month. That's cool.
Yeah. Somewhere around the 7th to the 9th.
Okay. Awesome. I saw Kim Carver did a talk on it. I just haven't watched it yet. So did he do that in the champions page? I don't know if you guys saw that.
I haven't seen it.
I know he did it on the round table, so I can download it and share it. He typically does a really good job of outlining the schedule, when the samples are coming out, all that good stuff. So, well, let's get started. Tom, I know you did the Instagram training, and we did part 1, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So maybe you could review part 1 of the training, just 5-10 minutes or whatever, and then talk about the part 2 stuff that you learned.
Okay, cool. So in part 1, basically, the Instagram bootcamp, just for those who don't even, weren't on or don't know what it is, it's basically Shalene Johnson, who's one of the trainers you probably know from Beachbody. Her and her son, have this, Instagram marketing company. So I signed up for this boot camp. It was like $27.99 for a 5-day boot camp. It's all about growing your Instagram account and growing followers. So it's not anything really to do with Beachbody specifically. So it's, kind of like you basically have to kind of incorporate what they're doing into what we're doing. I think the two kind of do, meld well together. But some of the things they kind of say are opposite of what we do and works. So, but again, they're not talking specifically, and Beachbody is kind of unique as far as, a lot of other businesses that people are promoting on Instagram. So just keep that in mind. So the first thing that they covered was your profile. And I see a lot of you guys that did hear me say this, updated their profiles. One of the key things is not your username as far as your tag, where that's, that you don't want to change. That's what the like mine's at Tom Scudero. So that stays what it is. But that your name that you can actually change, you're allowed to change it every 14 days. And one thing I never realized was that that's searchable. So I just had, my username and my name was the same, just Tom Scudero, which was, I thought was redundant, but I figured that, that's what it is. But that's actually searchable. So if you put something in it, like, a fitness coach or a business mentor, and maybe a line and your name, something that when people search, it'll actually pop up. So it's funny because I looked at Scotty Hobbs' profile because I remember seeing his had that. And when I type in, business, like even now I put, what I put on mine, no, it's different. I changed it. But, when you do go to search, his always, type in business and like his would pop up. So it brings more people to your Instagram, to your feed, in your bio. So, keep that in mind. And again, you can only change it twice every 14 days. I didn't realize that. And they said it on the call, but me, I can't wait. As soon as they said that, I'm like changing it while I'm doing it. And I didn't like it. I changed it again, and then I couldn't change it anymore. So it was I had to leave it blank for 2 weeks until I was able to change it. And they warned you about that, but I didn't. Don't wait to the end. Just jump right in, Tom. So keep that in mind. You want to get it right, because I did it, and I went to see how it looked, and then I changed it, and that was it. So keep them, decide what you want to put, and you can change it every 14 days, and so you can play around with it, what works, what doesn't work. And then as far as the rest of your feed, they basically were saying like, and like a lot of us, like I had, a dog lover and, engineer and like all these things like about me, me personally. They kind of say it's better to be more specific. So like, as soon as someone follows you, before they follow you, say you follow someone and they're going to look at your profile. So when they look at your profile, they're going to look, if looking for people who want to either build business or work on their health and fitness. They look at my profile. I mean, it's been working. People have been following me, but I think this would help. If they look at your profile and they see like, oh, you're you specifically what you're doing with your page. Like now I changed mine. It's like I help people to lose weight with home workouts or something to that effect. So when they look at your feed, if they're going to click on you when you're following them, they look at it, they could see why is it worth following you? Like, all right, it was a nice post, so this guy followed me, I'm going to follow him back. And people do that, but it helps if they look at it and see, oh wow, this is I think account worth following. So you might want to look at what you have in your whole bio. And they had this whole, it's like they were very specific about how they do it. Like, let's see, username. I think I wrote notes. I don't have the slides ready from that one, but basically just, say specifically what you do and how you help people do that. And like, kind of why they should follow you, like, what you want them to do, follow me or, check out my link. And for the link, they also, I think, mentioned, Linktree is, it's good to use. So when people click on you could add all the other links. I think you probably all know about Linktree by now, right? So cool. So that was really, the first one was really focused on setting up your feed. And then they had us do a post, like it was day one. And they said, we're going to have everybody do a post that's viral. So like how you can do a viral post. So what they did was they had you search for something that's within your realm. So like, weight loss, health, fitness, or whatever. And now hashtags are disabled in the US right now for the most part. So this isn't going to help at the moment. I mean, you'll still see the top posts if you go look at them, but you would look at a top post in that area. Say you pick up post on the health and fitness and you see like the top ones. Now the recent ones, if you do a recent, if you use a hashtag, it'll pop up in the recents right away typically. But if you're using entrepreneur and there's like 5 million posts with entrepreneur, it's just going to get buried because people are using it and no one's really going to see it. So the recents doesn't really help you. But when the top posts, they'll stay up there. Like I did one which I didn't realize during this exercise. I looked at something and my post was there for like a P90X results. I guess a lot of people aren't really doing P90X before, so it wasn't a ton of them. And my post was up there as the top post, which I was pretty surprised. But again, it wasn't 5 million posts on there. So which we'll talk about when we talk about hashtags, which was day 2. So if you look at a post that's already gone viral, say it's you see there's like thousands of likes and it's up there on the one of the top most popular posts. If it's something that you can share that post. And I don't think I see many people in our field doing that, like sharing a lot of posts. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do it, but I tried it, and I kind of like it, and I got into it. So I basically found something. It was I don't remember the first one I did. Oh yeah, it was a picture of the actor that plays Thor, and it had like when he was fat in Thor or in Avengers when he was fat, and then him being all into his normal usual buff self. And I forget what it said, but it was cool. It was eye catching, and it was fitness related. So I basically I use this app Repost, which is what they told us about. There's Repost Plus, and I'm pretty sure it was free. You use that app, and basically you just copy link. So at the top of the post there's those 3 little dots. So you click on that, copy the link, and then when you open the Repost app, it automatically populates. Boom, the post is there, the caption's there. So when you repost it, you can change it. Now they say you should give the person credit, which it depends. If I change the caption and I'll just rewrite it or something like that, I'll just use the picture, and I don't really credit anybody. I don't do that, but that's not a bad thing to do. So but I think for the first.
Hey Tom, can I throw in something? Also,
Sure.
without the app, what I do is you can, Instagram doesn't let you download the picture, right? So I'll either take a screenshot and then resize, right, capture the picture, or you could do what you said, and you can click on those 3 dots, copy the link, paste it in a browser, and then it opens Instagram in a browser, and you can copy the text and download the picture. So
I didn't know that.
that's how you do it. You open it in a browser, and then you can select the text. So I did that all the time.
That's great to know. Like what I was doing before the app, I was going on Instagram on my computer, which you still can't copy the picture, but you can highlight and just copy and paste the text. But yeah, you're kind of doing it. That's even better right from your phone.
Yeah.
Good to know. See, all these little things. So anyhow, I reposted it, and also that you look at now this post, obviously it's up in the top posts. It's up there for a reason. It's got a lot of likes, it got a lot of comments or whatever. So that's why you kind of pick on one of those, and you look at and they said you could just use the hashtags that they used, or you could use your own, or just play around with it, which is kind of an ongoing thing with hashtags. But I just copied the hashtags that whoever made that original post did, and I just put that in the comments, and I posted it. Now I did it late at night, which again, I'm not, patience isn't one of my hashtags. So I did it at night, and my first one didn't go as well as like most people in the thing did, but it did do better than most of mine. But now when you look at your insights, you can, and I don't know if everybody's looking at insights, but when you look at your insights, you could see. And I wasn't really looking at the insights, and I saw, and I mentioned this last time we had this talk about this stuff on the call, was I started looking at my hashtags, and you see like you maybe have, if you got high numbers, it's great, but my hashtags I've been using, they weren't, you see how many people viewed your account from the homepage or from your profile, like you see where people did view it. And I was looking at the hashtag numbers were kind of low. The hashtags, when I started kind of doing this and just in general changing the hashtags, I started seeing like 500, 600 from hashtags. So my hashtags really weren't working for me. So it's definitely good to look at the insights. So anyhow, I copied and used the hashtags that got this person all these posts, and it worked. Next day, I did it again, and I did it at a more optimal time. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Not many of doesn't do as well. It's like 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. or it depends, and you can see in your insights usually like when's kind of the best time to post too. So I did that, and that went really well. So so I've been kind of doing that. If I see a post that's shareable, educational, and where you kind of giving something to the person, I've been kind of sharing those, and it's been helping. So they talk about using shareable content, and that doesn't exactly. At first, I was like, I'm not going to just fill my feed up with everything I'm just sharing from other people, but that's not really what they meant. They're saying like your post should be. And again, we're different. We're posting, not everybody's going to want to share a picture of me working out. That's for sure. Right. So, but was, going to still do that. That's part of that works, for us. But I try to now change it up a little bit and put something in there that people would want to share, like a recipe, or like I did that, that the whole thing, did one with Shakeology that again, I think I saw Erica Hewitt maybe did, where she kind of mixed up Shakeology in a video, didn't say Shakeology, and but I just kind of put a recipe in it, and then I did the Shakeology no bake bowl, the cookie dough balls, things like that, that you can share, what other people could share, and even kind of say at the bottom, which I was kind of against, but I've started trying it, and you see people are sharing it, are saving it. So if it's something they can go back to, and something they could share with a friend, like it's just a workout tip or things like that. Like I did this thing about a post about eating before bed, and you instead share with someone who might find this useful. And you're looking at your insights, you see people, you can see it shared, you can see it saved, how many times it's saved, and every time. That's great to get likes, because likes help the Instagram algorithm pushes your post out to more people. So. And I don't know if everybody just knows this. I'm going to just back up and say this a little bit anyway. So, you post into your feed. If you have 10,000 followers, not 10,000 people aren't going to see your post. A few people will see it, and probably the most people that are liking it in general. So if you're liking someone's post, their post will tend to pop back up when you go to your home screen. So the more people that like it, Instagram sees this as a good post, and they want to keep people on Instagram, so they'll want more people to see your post, so they'll start sharing it more. If people start saving it and commenting on it, they see all that activity, they push it out to more and more people. So the more likes you get, the more comments you get, the more interaction you get, that helps get your post out to more people, and then the more people that comment again. So that's why you want posts that people are going to interact with. And that's also why always kind of ask a question, and just say start off the post with a question. So like the one I did about what to eat before sleep. Do you have trouble sleeping or something like that? Or and at the end you kind of say comment yes or no in the comments below. Which always try to start it, and if it's a long message, say it again in the end. So even if they just comment yes or no, or I agree, I disagree, whatever kind of question you throw out there, like we kind of do in our stories with the yes, no, the more interaction, the better. And go back and comment on those. If someone says, yes, even if it's just a thumbs up, they said that it has to be 3 words or 3, they said no. And they, Shalina and Brock, they had this, they worked with someone at Instagram who they said Instagram had to give him permission to even meet with them and talk with them, because he was kind of telling, secrets. So, the info they got really came right from the source, according to them. So, and they did say the guy's name. But so they said that's not really necessarily, it doesn't have to be a sentence. It doesn't have to be 3 words or 3 emojis. If you just get a thumbs up, that helps.
Hey, Tom, so I noticed that you used to do like the quotes, right? In the blue boxes.
Yeah.
What happened to those? Those disappeared.
Well, they're saying, and this I wasn't sure, because I kind of liked, I loved the way it looked, but it was getting a little monotonous, and now, and I'm posting a lot more now, so it just got hard to, I was doing like one post every few days and doing a lot in my stories, I started posting so much more, it was just too much. And they said that's kind of like an old school way of thought. Like everybody used to try to do like a color theme, like there was always, always be wearing blue or always. And they said that according to them, that's dated and stuff. I mean, I still like quotes, and I still get, I'll still throw them in there. I just don't go with the whole trying to keep it formatted. And then Chris even said, I think one of our meetings early on, that it kind of looks so structured. And, I liked it, but, from other people's point of view, maybe not. So I don't know. The bottom line was, for me to keep up with the pace I started posting at, it was just too monotonous.
Okay.
So I will do them, and I do get a lot of likes, and I've even gotten shares. I've seen it like on other people's feeds, like they're copying my stuff, copying those little quotes. So I'm not moving away from it. It's just I'm not taking the time to organize it.
Yeah, I didn't know if they said it wasn't good, or if your insights told you that people weren't interested. Or...
Yeah, well, they disagreed on it. It was pretty funny because Brock was like, "Don't do text quotes, don't do posts," and Shalene's like, "I disagree, but you got to look at what works for you." And I looked at what's working for me, and most of them do. But again, now I always, now I'll always try to add something to make it a little more interactive. Do you agree? Yes, or comment yes or below, yes or no below, and people do. It's funny. So and it does help. So I am seeing the difference with all these little tidbits, and I know it's it sounds like a lot, and it's if you kind of go through it, I think it's worth it for the $27. But but that list I sent out, I posted in our group. I don't know if everybody didn't see it. Take a look at it. It does look overwhelming. It seems like it's a lot to do. It's time consuming, but once you kind of get it down and you break it down to what works for you, I think it's worth it. I mean, simple little things like they said. So someone comments on your post, right? And you reply back, you just with a thank you or a thumbs up. I always would like it. I would like their comment and then reply. I mean, does everybody kind of do that? They're saying don't like it, just reply. Go back a day or two later and like it, because your name's going to keep popping up on them. So now they're going to see your comment, and then 2 days later they're going to say, "Who's this guy Tom Scudero that keeps and then even if you do that with someone who's like a Tony Horton or someone like that, it's like it's the boy. I mean, I don't think it would apply to him, but someone who has like a good following. If you're commenting on their stuff too, and they keep seeing your name popping up, and then maybe they'll follow you, and and that all helps. So I just thought that little thing was something I never thought of. Like, so now I just kind of go back a couple of days and scroll through and like. It's where does that take you? I'm on there all the time anyway, right? So little things like that. So I want to see if am I able to just share my screen, Greg, or do I need like
Yeah, you can.
permission? All right, I'm not very good at this, guy, so be patient. I gotta find. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the right stuff here. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this was day 2. Right, so some of the stuff I already did talk about, and people that did post that night where I kind of did mine and timed it wrong, they kind of shared, look, they reached, this woman had 5,744 of reach. And then, from hashtags, 5,000. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then impressions, 1,748. Now, I didn't know the difference between reach and impressions. And if you don't know, reach just means it reached that person's page, they saw it. If you do like a quick reel and they watch it a couple of times, or they go back to it, or they commented on it, those are impressions. Any kind of interaction that you get is an impression. So you may have 500 people see it and 1,000 impressions. That means like they liked it, they commented, they shared it, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's any kind of interaction that takes place, on that post, which is pretty cool. And this kind of showing how you can see your insights on your page. I think we all kind of know about that. And kind of this helped my perspective on how growing your following. And again, remember, this is what their course is based on. It's not about selling or, you know, it touches on that, but this is solely for growing your Instagram.
Hey, Tom, I got a question.
Yep.
So Insights, is that only available if you have a business page? Like, if people have personal, do they still get Insights?
I think you can has to be set up either as a business page, and they have an option now that is a creator. So if you don't want to have a business account, you don't have it linked to Facebook, you can make it a creator account and you would still get it. But I don't think you get it on your personal.
Okay. So would you recommend that if people have personal, they switch it to one of those?
Oh, definitely. You definitely want to have it as a business account or a creator account. I mean, that's, you know, kind of a given.
Okay.
But some people, like, you know, if they have an account that's really just, you know, you have an account that's really a lot of, you know, personal, and you create a second account for business. I mean, a lot of people do that. I don't, because I created my Instagram account. I had it before Beachbody, but I never used it. So once I started using it, it was solely Beachbody. And, you know, I like to keep personal stuff in there too, because you do still want people to get to know you. I mean, that's, you know, what we do is not, you know, I mean, there's products, of course, but, you know, it's us that, you know, we're selling, you know, we're building relationships. So, you know, they kind of say keep personal stuff out of it. I disagree with it. I mean, you know, take their opinion on mine, but I don't want my, you know, my post, my feed to be a total,
So,
you know, just no personal life in there, you know?
you're saying Brock and Shalene say to keep personal stuff out of it?
Yeah, they basically said, you know, like, you know, in their opinion, all your posts, everything should all be just toward, you know, just building followers, and you kind of have use your stories more. And this part is kind of true. I mean, use your stories more for people to get to know you, and use your, you know, and you know, you kind of promote the business side of it more. But they have this whole marketing, Instagram marketing academy or something like that. And I think what they build up to is that you want to get your followers and do a lot of promotions, like email type promotions. But that's like a whole marketing thing, which I think our line of business is to avoid having to do all that. I mean, it's nice to, you know, do your email blasts and stuff, but I think, you know, for what's been working for me is, you know, I do throw in the promotional, you know, I'll put in join my group in my you know, in my stories a lot, but I will do posts about it. I'm going to still do posts about it. The first day I was like, should I not be doing that? And they, you know, they basically say no, like, you don't want to show, you know, drinking your shake or your sweaty selfies, but I don't know.
I don't think that really applies to Beachbody, because every top coach in Beachbody, right, does those. They share pictures of their kids and they're making the shake and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Shalene even said, I mean, she knows Beachbody. I mean, she's not a coach, you know,
Right.
Beachbody's coach, but she, you know, she kept saying, like, I know you're because there's a lot of network marketing people on these trainings, you know, there was a few Beachbody, but there's others too. And she goes, I know your companies tell you to do that, but don't. And then once she mentioned her sister was a coach, so I went to her sister's page, and her sister's doing it. You know? So, you know, clearly there's a bias there, because she wants to promote her whole marketing thing. So again, you got to take it and use what works. And then that's like that in everything. I mean, it's kind of, you know, what you have to do in general, right? Something's working for you.
Right.
So, yeah, like the first day I was like, am I just doing this totally wrong? And then I'm looking at it, like, every single successful coach is doing this shit, right? Like, they can't all be wrong. But I think incorporating this, you maybe can, you know, it would help when you take it to like the next level, you know?
Yeah.
So, kind of along the same lines, you know, the way people find you. So again, it's about growing your Instagram. So hashtags, of course, sharing, which I talked about, the explore page, which I get, you guys know what when you hit the little magnifying glass to search,
Mhm.
that's the explore page. Like when you hit that little magnifying glass, it pops up with a whole bunch of top posts. That's gonna be, you know, that's always geared towards whatever you've been looking at on Instagram. So if you're always searching German Shepherds, you'll see a lot of that up there. Or if you're always liking fitness posts, you'll see a lot of that up there. But Reels is now like a big part of that screen when you go to it. Locations, if someone recommends a tag you in that post. So anyway, that's just how people actually find you. Post that gets traction. I mentioned this already. Likes, comments, shares, saves, time on content. I don't think I touched on that too much. The more time someone spends on your post, say, like if you do a reel, they say, or a video, kind of do something like quick in the beginning that people are going to want to go back and watch it from the beginning, like because they missed it, or back up and stuff. Because the more time they spend on watching that, you're keeping people on Instagram, and Instagram loves that. So they push it out to more people. So if it's a long post and they got to read it, or you use a carousel where there's more than one picture, that's why those things are good, which I think they're going to get into here. Yeah, okay, so different types of posts, single picture, obviously. Video, you could post a video on your Instagram. I think you get up to 1 minute right on your feed. After that, it has to go to IGTV. And Reels. Is everybody familiar with Reels? It's I guess not that new anymore, but Reels is kind of a knockoff of or Instagram's way of kind of taking their market share back from TikTok. So Instagram is really big on it, and they do push them out a lot. And I mean, I've been doing a lot of them, and it's amazing the number of views you get on Reels. So it's like Instagram is just loving it right now. It's like when they came out with IGTV, they want to grow that, so they promote it. So they're promoting Reels big time right now. So if you haven't played with Reels, you really should. Carousels, that's, you put more than one picture. Again, it just keeps people on there long. And IGTV. So they're basically saying you should do all of these. Because again, Instagram likes when you're using all this stuff, and it gets out to more people. So I've been trying. Like, I don't use IGTV a lot. The Reels I've been using like crazy. Photos, we all do. Videos, I think we all do. IGTVs, I'm trying to get more into. Just your kind of best bet there is going, doing lives. And I'm still gun shy with going live, and have a hard time thinking about what I want to even talk about. But if I do it, I shoot from the hip. So that's something that you better to plan. If you're gonna go live, kind of plan it and have it a little structured, and for people to want to watch it. I mean, I've done good with just silly things like when everybody was clapping for in New York City for the nurses and doctors. I got a crazy amount of views from that. So if you have something really interesting going on, yeah, definitely. And when you go live, I think I mentioned this last time. At the top over here where you see like stories listed across, you notice if someone's live, it's always on the first slot here. So not really sure how they kind of place the order here, if it's the order that they're being posted, or if it's the order of who you like or what. But if you go live, it jumps you right to the first slot on people's top of their page. So it's kind of helps you by going live, by just getting you pushed up to the front of the line there. Aesthetics, try to keep your photos professional. Branded content, I don't think it's anything. Oh, okay, now I'm sorry. This is kind of what you were asking, Greg. See, they're saying this was like a 2017 thing.
Okay.
Where everyone did the grid patterns and the same colors and stuff like that, and they're saying that's old school.
Okay.
And boring. I don't know. I mean,
It looks professional.
It does, but they do, and again, I don't know that they're obviously trying to sell the services, but they say that they have this whole team, and they have a bunch of Instagram accounts that they monitor and play around with, and then all this stuff is from based on their actual research.
Like that right there looks like an awesome page. I'd follow that.
Yeah, I kind of like that too, but again, it's just, for me, it's not so much believing in what they're saying, but more it just got too difficult to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm posting a lot now. Say new for them versus. Okay, so again, with the post, they're saying you want to, where your post should be more for them, like informative for them, and not so much about yourself. That's kind of where, they're saying don't post pictures of your dog and things like that. And everybody's like, but my dog pictures get 1 million, and mine do. So I still do it. So. I do. I mean, people I still think that people need to know us at a personal level, and they argue that that's what your stories are for, because your feed should be more for building followers, and I don't look at it totally that way. I keep it in mind now, and I do a lot of posts with that in mind. But I still think the people that are following your feed because you're you still want to hear about you, not just in your stories. So, my opinion. Shareable post. I mentioned this. You want things that people are going to share, and it does work. Just different types of shareable posts. I mean, you saw this one with people with the sign holding up the sign. Like the Carl Deichel even did that.
Yeah.
But motivational, funny. And we all help, your business, your niche. Hopefully, I still don't think I know mine. Let's see, what was this? I guess before you post this, saying the things you should keep in mind. Is it a message that someone will want to share? Does it grab attention? So you see, and it's kind of what I was mentioning before. I'm still trying to figure out a way where I can copy this stuff and just where you guys can all just access it without having to pay for it. I haven't been able to. And this ain't post likes. Likes don't matter so much. That your reach is more from people sharing, people saving, and commenting. So when you go into your insights, this is kind of what you see. So just had this post of him holding up this sign got 34.9 thousand views, or reach. I'm sorry. Well, it reached. Yeah, you know what I mean. So if you look at yours, you'll see a top, and you can change it. You can view from the year, or you can change it, I think, within 7 days. But there's different, you can see reach, interaction. So you could change it and kind of look at from a different perspective on what's working, what's not. You can see how many follows. The follows don't seem to be too accurate. Like when you look over here, like on your main screen, like the total number of followers, if you go to your insights from your home screen, that's accurate, and they kind of said that Instagram confirmed that. But when you look at follows, or when you go to like a specific post and look at it doesn't show it here, but if like you go to your post and you go to insights for a post, it's the followers, it doesn't really update. I don't think they got some kind of glitch or something, or it just doesn't work, but you can't really go by that. So if you got this post with thousands of views and thousands, it doesn't necessarily mean nobody followed you based on it. So I wouldn't go by that. Because I could see sometimes you could see people like your post and comment on your post, and then 10 seconds later they follow you. So it's kind of obvious that that was the sequence. Post frequency. So now they're saying it depends on, where you're at. So if you're focusing on growth, they call it tier 1, which means 6+ posts a week. I kind of agree with that. Tier 2 maintenance, if you're comfortable and you just want to maintain what you got, 3 to 5 times a week. And at tier 3, they're saying you get a decline, you'll lose if you're posting 3 times or less a week.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, when they say by posting, it doesn't mean a post like just a regular feed post. I think they're talking about between your stories, and like if there's no activity on your account, like you're not doing a story, you're not doing anything.
Right. Okay.
People might, they're not going to see your stuff, and you're going to go backwards, and you could fall down. But yeah, I don't know about it declining. I mean, I've gone for extended periods, and I didn't really see a decline. So I think you're right there.
But it is.
Saying,
I look at my insights and I'll see, oh, you gained 60 followers this week, but you lost 30. It's like, come on.
Yeah, they talk about that too, and they say a lot of that is there's so many like bots and the fake accounts and stuff like that, and I mean, and we all know that's true. They say that Instagram's always trying to clean that up, so they say a lot of that drop you see, it's not just because all of a sudden people just started not liking you and unfollowing you. It's that Instagram cleans up all these bogus accounts, and you keep seeing the drops. I mean, I'm sure people do follow, unfollow too, and all use apps and things like that. So I think it's a combination, in my opinion. But that's why you always have to kind of keep growing, because you're always going to have that little drop. So you get kind of just compare the two and say, yeah, you're down 30, but you're up 40. You're still 10 ahead of the game. So you don't want to keep growing. And they say experiments, looking at your insights, and you can look at your insights if you start watching it all the time. I mean, I've been doing that now, and it really helps you to get a better insight.
Yeah.
And you know, again, see what's working. Now, when to post, I kind of mentioned that before. You can see in your insights, it kind of tells you when your followers are online most. So for this particular one, obviously 6 o'clock is, probably the best time to post. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's right to an extent if you just post at you're posting 3 o'clock in the morning, like I would do sometimes because I'm awake. I mean, sometimes I would still get amazing results, and most times not. But they're saying that the optimum time is to post then, but you can play around with it because everybody's posting that time apparently because they're all on. So maybe if you do one at 9 p.m., there's not as much popping up. So again, it's to experiment with. But they say for a rule of thumb, the best time is before breakfast and just before dinner. But I also kind of argue we're talking with people on a different time zone. So
That's true.
my dinner time is not the dinner time for the people that follow me in the UK. How to access insights, I think we all kind of know that by now. Caption lengths, again, they're saying the more you keep people on is better for your algorithm there. But I think they mentioned here somewhere about starting it with a question. Most important line. The most important line is your first line, because people aren't really going to read the whole post, and unfortunately, I think that's true. A lot of people just like the picture, so you kind of want to get quick to the point and get their attention right at the first line. So that's what they're going to see, and hopefully they'll, then read the rest. Like if you're, posting something about losing belly fat, you should, kind of say right at the top of, your first line, you need to lose belly fat, or, whatever. Caption length. Let's see, I forget what they say about that. I think they said longer to kind of keep people on longer, but first line has to create curiosity. Nothing special there. Call to action. We're always talking about call to actions there. But what they're meaning here is, like, I think, to me, a call to action's always been, well, I guess it is the same thing, click here to get more information or whatever. So you kind of, but they're saying, point it out, say it. People don't, always think to, like, follow, share, whatever. So I kind of thought that was a little weird and silly to say please like and share, but I tried it just to see if people liked and shared, and not so much like, I say share and I think comment, and it seemed to help definitely with the shares, because I mean, no one was ever sharing much of my stuff. But again, you're looking at changing the content a bit too for that. So yeah, examples: comment below, share this post, tag a friend. And you do see a lot of people do that, like they'll do giveaway. I've seen people do, like, with that talking about products, say like with Energize. I tried it once where I said I was going to give out free samples, just need to like the comment, like, follow, share, and tag 2 friends. I see people do that type of stuff. Here they say click the link in my bio, but later on in their training they're saying that to not write that. But again, they contradict themselves. They said don't write that in your post because Instagram sees that as you're trying to get people to go to your bio, and they don't like that in their algorithm. But right here they're saying to do it. So.
And I've heard the same thing, Tom, before about if you say those things like comment or DM me or things like that, that Instagram will give you less reach because they don't like that.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Do it, but that's what I heard, that the way Instagram does their algorithm or whatever.
Yeah. And they did say that, but they only said it with the link in the bio for some reason. They said they don't like click the link in my bio because they think you're trying to get people to go to your website, whatever. But they were saying the rest of it, they were pretty adamant about saying, saying all the rest of the stuff. And I've done it in the past. It's been, to me it works, and I'm just kind of keep doing that, even with dropping emoji below. Or tell me your opinion, or you post something like, what's your thoughts? What's your opinion? Do you agree? Do you disagree? And this is kind of what, I was saying about shareable posts. They basically said define the post that is shareable, post it, put in a call of action, and then check out your feed the next day. Review your Instagram feed to archive posts, and they basically were telling everybody to kind of clean up the Instagram, which, we typically tell people that too, but for a different reason. We say, don't make it political, don't make it religious, and don't, things like that, because you don't want to narrow down your audience. But they were saying kind of clean up all your personal stuff and like, your dog pictures and things like that. I still think that works for me. And if it works, I'm going to keep doing it till it stops working.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much.
So how often would you say that you should do a shareable type post like you're talking about? Once a week or more often?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they actually gave you kind of recommendations on that, because they were all about making it all shareable posts. I've been trying to do it at least once a week, because I originally my methodology was like, I always would try to like, and I think I've said this before, I like to try to plan them out, but I never do. But I always try to, like, in my mind, I want to, focus on, business posts this week, and next week on join my group. So I kind of still think along those lines. But I would, they do a post, kind of a quote post, like, you knew I was doing a quote post, a workout post, a food post. So I kind of would just want to have that kind of sequence in my mind and kind of flip flop it, so it's not just repetitive to that extreme. I just now try to throw in shareable posts in the mix. And what I do like about that Repost app is like it saves it. So if I'm just scrolling and I see something like Joel did, I don't know if you guys saw Joel with the Recover on Instagram. Mm-hmm. He basically was just holding up his orange Recover, and I mean, what he said was something I would totally say. Like the way he explained it, like, he said he takes it right after his workout, but he puts the chocolate in his own. It was just, to me, it was just a great post, and I could copy and paste it, and you would think I wrote it just because it's exactly things I would say all the time. But so I copied the link and I put it in the Repost app, and it just saves it. Because he posted it today. I'm not going to post the same thing today because maybe people follow me to follow him, but it saves it. So every time I do see something that I think, oh, this is cool, something like, and you can change it up later. You can even change the picture, save it for the caption. So I like the Repost app. It saves it, and you can filter by things you already did share and things that you didn't share yet. So I like that feature of it. So just, I see something I could just copy, and you open the app, and now it's in there. It's saved, pictures, posts, everything.
Okay.
Pictures, comments. But so I kind of just save stuff, and I just can't think of something, because I do try to post every day now, and I think I'm pretty successful at that. I think I post more than you're supposed to, but I'm just kind of having fun.
I'll just throw out, for me, I like to just random funny stuff. I like to post those in stories. I don't fill up my timeline with those, right? Like a lot of people do, because it's just junk, right? I mean, it doesn't apply to your business, but like you said, like the guy from Avengers, what's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Thor.
Chris Hemsworth.
Apply that to business. So that makes sense, right? That makes sense to be on your timeline, so.
Yeah. And that's what I've been doing. Like, things like, it's like, protein tips, meal tips, things like that. As far as for the shareable stuff, absolutely. But like some of the funny stuff that I am putting on my feed, which I really wasn't, is because of the reels. I'm getting great results with reels. And when you look at your reels, you can't see insights on reels, but you can see how many views you're getting and comments and stuff. And it's been like ridiculous. I mean, I've got over, and for me anyway, I got like over 10,000 views, and I never get numbers near that. and some of them are like things you wouldn't think. Like that, like the one with the sink overflowing in my room. That thing is like it's still growing, and in the hotel room, not my room. But and all I did was the sink was overflowing when it was backing up, flooding all over the floor. I videotaped it mostly because in my mind I wanted to show it to the hotel owner because I needed to spend money and I wanted to show why. And after I did that, later on in my office, I put the Titanic music to it, and friggin', I don't think I even wrote anything. and it just boom, 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 boom. It was crazy. So stuff like that. But now when you post a reel, you can share it to your feed or not. So but you can always remove it from your grid. So what I've been doing, if it's something I don't want, like, you know, it's going to live in my feed forever, I still share it to my feed just because you're going to get more reach from it. And then you could just clean it up and archive it later. Not even archive it. You just remove it from your grid and it still stays in your reels. So your reels will maybe be full of, you know, me joking around, like, you know, being a jerk, but getting views, you know? So I've been doing that. And I've, you know, like I said, I've been having fun with it, and it's working. They also kind of say, you know, you want to keep it towards what's, you know, business related and stuff like that. But I see them, even Brock Johnson, doing stuff that, you know, I try to get a twist on it, you know what I mean? Like, but I've been looking at these things that are trending and blowing up on TikTok, blowing up on Reels, and trying to incorporate that. And if I can, you know, put a spin on it to, like, I don't know if you saw the one I just did with, it's like sounds, like you use like a popular sound or a popular song, something that's going viral. Sometimes just using that same song helps, or the same soundtrack, whatever they call it. Like the one, what the hell was it? Where Overwhelmed. I kept seeing all these people doing this, just using this song. You know, I get overwhelmed. But they were all doing like silly things, dressed up in costumes and stuff like that. A lot of kids and stuff, but they blow up TikTok like crazy, these kids. So I used that sound, and I kind of did it with me in the gym, being overwhelmed with working out, and then I kind of jump in and you know, say how I can help. I mean, it was silly, it was funny, but it worked. I mean, I got a ton of reach and stuff like that. I mean, so and comments, and I do start conversations, and people are saying now, like in you know, when I do my intro and stuff like that, I invite them to my group. They're saying, you know, your feed is a lot of fun and, you know, very informative. Yeah, I'd definitely love to check out your group.
Awesome.
So,
And then you share the same stuff in your group as well, your bod group?
Once in a while, like the shareable posts, like if it's a nice nutrition tip, I will. But like videos, you know, because a lot of what I'm doing is reels. Like once in a while, I'll do more of the workout ones. Like I'll try to use music that's trending in my stories for my workout posts that I kind of do every morning anyway. And you know, those I'll try to I'll share a lot too, because it's totally, you know, related. I mean, I'll do funny stuff in there too, but you know, I kind of feel it out, you know, if it's something that I would want in my group. But you know, I just thought of something, and I just wanted to mention this real quick. I know we're running kind of late here now, but one thing I never realized, if you put up a post and say you go back, and I do this all the time, when I realize I made an error in grammar or something, you know what I mean? Just maybe left out of the. They say if you do that, you put your post up and you're getting likes, you get comments, and you go back and read it and you realize it. They said don't edit it, because now Instagram's pushing that out because everybody's liking it, people are sharing it or whatever. If you go back and edit it, now they're saying you change. They don't know you just changed it. You put an apostrophe in. You changed that post that was doing so well. So now it's kind of like a new post and you're starting from square one. So they said, just leave it be. And they said, sometimes it actually works out, because you get those people that always want to correct you and say, oh, you spelled, you know, whatever wrong. And comment on it. Thank them. You know what I mean? It's just the more interaction. I saw conversations on my post now. It's like, you know, somebody, hey, how you been doing? You know, instead of I used to DM, I just try to keep it in the feed. And,
Right.
and you look and you see your post, you get these things that pop up. This post is doing 95% better than your recent posts, and you know, I am seeing more of it. So again, does it work? Can it be tedious? I do see a difference. I mean, you kind of obviously pick and choose what works for you. I'll try to figure out a way to get this to, you know, to share more of this where you guys can see it better.
Whenever I post a workout post, I always get people that want to correct my form, you know. Like, oh, your back's not straight enough. Oh,
Yeah.
Like, just shut up.
Yeah, really. I used to get a lot of. So I haven't recently, but I used to get a lot of that too. But it's funny. And shoot, there was one more thing I wanted to kind of slip my mind. I don't know, it'll come to me. But yeah, I mean, just gotta play around with it, and you know, the reels. If you haven't messed with reels, you just play with it. It's not hard. I mean, I do. I actually we were on the team calls. Anybody on the combined team call on was it Wednesday, Tuesday?
No.
It was kind of funny because I started doing reels just. I was doing it before they had reels. I discovered TikTok. I don't even know how. And that shit is addictive. But there's some funny stuff on there. But and I started kind of trying to learn it. And I get like when I can't figure out something, it makes me nuts. So like I couldn't figure how are these freaking kids doing this shit? So I would start playing around with it, the transitions and stuff like that. I just started having fun with it and was using it, and it was working. So I started doing it. And the girl on the call, Mary Sheck, I think her name is. Right? I don't know, but she was on the call, and she was talking about reels and Instagram, and she just her whole thing was all about playing on that, and so I looked her up on TikTok, and she's actually getting money from TikTok because TikTok pays you, that's why all these kids are doing it, to make money. I mean, the more followers you get I don't know, they pay you kind of like YouTube, I guess, does. But there's some way you could wind up making money with it. But anyhow, so her thing blew up so much, and she's doing the same thing on there. I mean, I don't see that working for me, but the girl dancing around, no offense, but does a lot better than me. But
Right.
she does funny stuff with her Shakeology and stuff, but she's dancing around, and she's got a huge following, and then she incorporated that into her Instagram. And she said it started off as a joke where she was doing something before her post, like just dancing and singing on her own, and her coach said you should post that, it's fun. And she did, and it just evolved, and she's kind of really helping her business, and that's what works for her. So I mean, I kind of just doing it for fun. So the funny stuff seems to work for me. Like I said, I kind of enjoy it. So if you can't have fun, what's the point? People don't like it, don't watch.
All right. Well, thanks, Tom. And so next week I'm going on vacation. Or Tom, are you going to be available?
Yep.
Okay. So maybe we do. Since we talked about like Instagram growth, right? Maybe we could do next week of like, how do you convert people on Instagram, right? Like, giving the invite or striking up conversations or doing story polls or, that, because that's critical, right? Like building your Instagram is great, but if you're not converting, what good is it, right?
Absolutely.
This is a business. So yeah, I think that'd be a good topic. Maybe you could talk about next week and just record it. For me, I won't be able to attend.
I don't think I can't record though.
Oh, do you want to use your own Zoom or maybe can I make you?
Can you tell me which? Maybe after this, just shoot me a message. I mean, I'm okay with paying for an account. I just don't know. There was so many options. I didn't know which was the right one. Tell me which one I should use. You don't have to tell me right now, but if you want to look and
see what I have. I just have the cheapest paid one, right? That allows me to go long, right? Because if you have a free one, they cut you off at 45 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't use mine. I mean, I'll use it for calls, shorter calls, and if it's just me and Christy use it all the time. If it's just us, we get cut off, we just log back in. But if you have a whole bunch of people on it,
right? But I know, like when I signed up, they gave Beachbody a discount. You just tell them, I'm with Beachbody, and yeah, like 10-15% off or something like that. So I don't even know what I pay, but I'll look and I'll let you know.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
That discount still available today, or was that just back?
I assume so. I mean, they applied like a coupon code to my account, and I still have it. So I guess you could still sign up with it. Okay.
The free one is great. I mean, it limits you to 45 minutes, and you can record it. I think you can record if you have 2 people on or something like that. You're limited for those types of things, the length of time and the recording and how many members you can have on.
Okay, cool. Or I could just give you my login and you can use my Zoom. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I'll set it up. It's time.
Okay.
It's time.
All right, guys. Have a great week.
You too.
All right, you guys have a great one.